Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Fly Samurai here, back with a brand new video. And today I'm going to talk about my personal top 5 short anime series that you have to watch. Man, you know, it's nothing more that I hate when I'm trying to look for a new show to watch and I just can't find a new show to watch. You done finish binging all these different kind of shows, whether it's anime or regular TV shows, and you just can't find a new one to get into. You go through all these different websites, you watch all these different YouTube videos, and you still can't find the perfect series to binge and to get into, especially if you just got finished watching like a long running series and you're just completely mentally drained from the experience and you just want to find something that's short and sweet. I feel like this personal list of mine is really good for those who watch anime and for those who don't watch anime. I think this is really good for newcomers out there who really don't know what to expect from anime and want a good diverse list of things that they can get into and things that aren't too long and are short and sweet and straight to the point. So without further ado, let's get into my personal top 5 short anime series that I feel like you have to watch. At number 5, we have Devilman Crybaby. After hearing that title, I know you're probably like, bro, what in the world are you finna get me to watch? Devilman Crybaby? I mean, from that title, you already know you're about to go through some craziness watching the show. And you're right. If you think that, you're right. It's, this show's crazy. Alright, so I'm gonna figure out the best possible way to explain this anime to you. I mean, this anime is crazy. I mean, this anime is chaotic. It's all over the place. And I mean, bro, it's just crazy. I don't even know what words to put it into, but I will explain the plot to you. And I feel like by the end of my explanation, you will really feel intrigued to watch this anime. In the story, you follow a young teenage boy named Akira, who's like your average high schooler, maybe below average. I mean, this guy has no abilities, like absolutely none, starting off in the story. Akira then gets informed by his friend Asaku that demons are now entering back into the world that they know. In order for the two characters to fight off the demons and protect humanity, Asaku suggests to Akira that he comes together as one with an actual demon, which then will make him demon part human. I mean, man, this anime is like chaotic in all the right ways. This anime does not disappoint, and it's very short and straight to the point, and I feel like it's very fast paced. It feels really short, but it just feels so enjoyable. It's like a complete thrill ride. I feel like this anime really highlights some of the harsh realities about the world and some of the harsh realities about humans. Now, I do know this is very fictional, and I mean, a lot of this stuff is exaggerated, but in a way, it really does highlight some of this kind of stuff. I mean, you can make some kind of correlations. And even though the main character has turned into part demon, the character is still very, very human. In fact, I would say he's even more human. From becoming part demon, the main character really garners up some really cool abilities, like, and just killing all these different demons in such crazy brutal ways is what makes the show so great. So from the description I just gave you guys, I'm sure you know this anime is crazy. This anime is super violent, it's chaotic, it's all over the place, but it's so enjoyable. I mean, I felt completely thrilled throughout the whole ride. So if you're someone who cannot stomach that kind of violence out of a show or film, this may not be the anime for you. But, I mean, you ain't got nothing to lose. I think you should still watch it anyway. I mean, it's good. It's really good. Just get through it and just tell me what you think about it at the end of it. All right, so at number 4, we have 91 Days. In the story, you follow a young man named Angelo whose family got killed by the mafia when he was younger. Fueled by revenge, the main character Angelo sets out a strategic plan on how he's going to eliminate each and every one of the family members of the mafia who took part in murdering his family. I mean, man, it's really cool seeing his plan come into action when he tries to take down each member of the family. I mean, it's very interesting, and it's such a well-written story and such well-written characters in the story. One of the cool things I really like about this anime is that it's during the Prohibition era, which was a very prominent era for the mafia. For those of you who don't know, the Prohibition era was when you couldn't sell or consume alcohol. I mean, man, this anime was so enjoyable. I really love how they played upon the mafia in this anime as well. I mean, man, I really love mafia films. Mafia films like The Godfather, The Goodfellas. I mean, so many more that I've seen. And to see this in an anime, I thought was crazy. At this point, you may be like, man, I don't even watch mafia films. Why are you recommending me to watch a mafia anime? Like a mafia anime? If I don't watch mafia films, what do I look like watching a mafia anime? Well, let me tell you, buddy, if you don't like mafia films, I guarantee you will like this anime, man. I promise you. It's such a well-written story. I mean, how the protagonist comes up with these strategic plans on how he's going to eliminate each member. It's so well calculated. It's so well done throughout the whole story. And I guarantee you this story will leave you satisfied at the end. And at number 3, we have Showa Genroku Rakugo Shouju. I will have the title of this anime across the screen, but if you're looking for this anime specifically, look up Rakugo anime. And I hope I didn't butcher that title. Now, before I start talking about the plot, I have to first explain what is Rakugo. Rakugo is a form of Japanese storytelling in which a person in a robe goes up on stage and does storytelling of various Japanese stories. And if you're someone viewing this video and you want to learn more about Rakugo, I will have a link to a very reliable website in the link in the description below. In the story, you follow a young man nicknamed Yatoro, who is an ex-convict that's very interested in a famous Rakugo master named Yakumo. Upon meeting Yakumo, Yatoro pleads to Yakumo to take him in as his apprentice. This is the beginning of our main character's journey to one day become a famous Rakugo master, just as his idol Yakumo. Upon watching this anime for the first time, I really thought that I was going to be bored. I didn't really think this would be so intriguing. This story was so enjoyable, and it does a really good job of educating you on some things of Japanese culture. The atmosphere of this anime is so warm-hearted and wholesome, and at times can showcase some sad realities. For me, this anime was so enjoyable, and it felt like I was watching history lessons and moral lessons that I can apply to my own life. One of my favorite things about this anime is the storytelling. The anime does a really good job of showcasing to you how interesting and entertaining Rakugo can be. And even at times, I felt like I was one of the live audience members actually listening to this form of storytelling. And the stories that the characters tell when they get on stage can sometimes be very comedic and sometimes very sad, depending on what kind of story they tell. The anime is not only able to showcase to you great storytelling, but also does a great job of telling the stories of the actual characters that you follow. I mean, man, this anime takes you through an emotional thrill ride, and I promise to you, you will be so satisfied by the end of it. Next up on our list at the number 2 spot, we have Parasyte. In the story, you follow an average teenage boy named Shinju. After coming home from school and going to his room to catch some Z's, Shinju ends up being met with a chilling and scary surprise. As he's sleeping in his bed, he is met with a parasite that aggressively tries to enter his body. He desperately tries to stop the parasite from entering his body, but fails. This is then when our main protagonist realizes the parasite that has entered his body can communicate with him. The parasite informs our main protagonist that there are many more parasites just like it who entered Earth. The parasite also informs him that it is willing to keep peace and work together with the protagonist to stop evil parasites who want to end humanity. This is the beginning of our main character adapting into his new body with crazy abilities and protecting his loved ones from evil parasites. Parasyte is so enjoyable and is one of my favorite animes of all time. The story is so action-packed and so interesting. It's so cool seeing the main character go from this average teenage boy to then adapting these new abilities and working together with the parasite that has entered his body. For all of my horror movie fanatics out there, this anime kind of resembles The Thing. In the horror film The Thing, the characters are met with a shape-shifting alien that's able to take the body of its host. So when I watched Parasyte for the first time, it really reminded me of this horror movie classic. I remember watching this film and seeing how aggressive this shape-shifting alien was and how well it was able to mimic the host it took over. So seeing an anime being able to execute something like this so well, I thought was really cool and unique. Now, of course, Parasyte is very different than The Thing, but it just really reminded me of this horror movie classic. And I just thought it was so cool that Parasyte was not only able to do something like this, but had it to where the main character was able to utilize this parasite Parasyte in his body to then use it as a weapon to protect itself and his loved ones. I mean, man, I cannot stress this enough how interesting this anime is, and it's one of my favorite animes of all time, and it's only 24 episodes. You have nothing to lose if you watch this. I mean, it won't disappoint, man. It really won't. By the end of it, you'll be like, man, I'm so glad that I watched this anime. Now with our number 1 spot, we have Death Note. Now, before I get into the plot of this anime, I know a lot of people have seen this already, but for all the people out there who haven't seen this is probably one of my favorite animes of all time. I mean, I'll probably say this is top 5, maybe top 3 animes in my list. I mean, this anime is so good, and seeing it from beginning to end and how the story progresses, bro, it's crazy. I mean, man, at some point I might have to make a separate video on this anime. I mean, this junk is crazy. I might have to really figure out a way to make a separate video on this. Please let me know in the comment section below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as this helps me to make many more videos like this. Also, hit the notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. Now on to the plot of one of my favorite animes of all time. In the story, you follow a very intelligent and intellectual teenage boy named Light Yagami. Through learning the character, you realize that he's someone who wants to put a stop to all of the horrible crimes committed in the world that he lives in. One day, our main character is casually walking through his schoolyard when he sees a notebook lying on the ground called Death Note. Upon picking up the Death Note and analyzing it, Light Yagami decides to take it home to further analyze it. This is then when our main character reads the rules of the Death Note, realizing that writing the first and last name of someone in the Death Note will cause them to die a few seconds or minutes upon writing their name in it. At first, Light Yagami thought it was a joke until he wrote the full name of a criminal, and about a minute later they died from a heart attack. He then tries this out one more time and realizes it's the real deal. This is then when he is met with a Shinigami who is the owner of the Death Note. For those of you who don't know, a Shinigami is like a spirit of death, or like a Grim Reaper in Japanese folklore. Also, upon meeting the Shinigami, it goes into further explanation for Light Yagami about the extraordinary power of the Death Note. This is the beginning of Light Yagami using the power of the Death Note to stop evil criminals in the world, but there's no telling if he will one day become an evil criminal himself. Man, this anime is so great. In this anime, you follow one of the best anime protagonists of all time in this one, man. I'm telling you. The psychological elements in this anime are crazy. It's so crazy to see how strategic our main character is, from protecting himself with using the power of the Death Note and not getting caught. I mean, it's really crazy just to see how everything unfolds. It's such a great anime. It's such a great story. It's such a well-written character in the story. Man, I absolutely love this anime, and it's able to give you so much substance in such a short amount of time, with it only ranging to 37 episodes. 37 episodes, 20 minutes each episode, and it's able to give you so much substance in such a short amount of time. So please make sure you watch this anime. It won't disappoint. So that is it for today's video. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, and let me know what you think about these animes if you end up watching them, or if you have watched them already. Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace.